It's been not that long coming. We're getting another episode of Mob Psycho. The big broccoli tree in the middle of the city is still out there. Spirits and whatnot roam around, some getting stronger than others, and Reagan making quite a good living from it. I wonder if they're going to move out and get a bigger office space soon, since they're gaining some more employees. Or what the future holds for any of the characters, considering Mob... Well, he was thinking about his future. Something maybe we should all do. Whether or not they contain the paranormal. But what are we going to come across in this season? I think we should find out, don't you? Are we going to have a introduction at the beginning of each episode about the world that this will take place in? Knowing what kind of spirits and hustlers there are. Reagan being one of the best. So other than just psychics, there are those that hunt them down. With weaponry. And I know I just turned down my headphones, but just for this intro. Mob Psycho has always been one that is... the songs have been pretty damn good, and the visuals even better. If you wanted... trippy bullshit that goes along with the... artistic stylings... I'm trying to remember which one has been my favourite out of the songs that we've seen so far. I think the one that's, just counting always is going to be hold a special place because it's a song with just the lyrics are counting. Seeing the end of Mob Psycho is always going to be, well, a tough pill to swallow. But seeing his growth over all of this and finding a bit of a place for him, not only in his school, but in the world, where's he going to be at the end of it? Making the costumes. Really just... maximum effort there with that one. Just trying to get out of this one easily. Geniuses. If they're putting together a haunted house or not, and they really skimp on everything that is scary. I think he puts together a good plan. Okay. I mean, food safety is a thing, but... well, some of them do seem a little more out there than others. Some are playing it safe. Who's that voice? Are we just gonna skip right through it? So we're not gonna have like the slow build up. What an amazing webpage. It's almost like the one Homer made. They have some redoing it. He's thinking about what he can do different, how he can be better, how he can make a good future for himself. Yeah, what has he been up to? That little ghost fart. Yeah, pay no attention to him. Is he going to introduce him to everyone, or is it just practicing? Yeah, he's practicing for when he's actually... I mean, he's an interesting fellow. And where better to go than this little organisation? Does he have an appointment? Well, he is carrying an imitation... Well, maybe a real or imitation weapon on his back. It would be questionable if the police didn't stop him. He waited diligently. Damn. Don't change the story now. I mean, they talk a big game, but how many yokai have they actually hunted so far? Maybe you should have thought about what you were going to say before coming in. If you're not a client and not willing to spend money... You will probably find no yokai near Reagan with that kind of fury bursting out. "20 words or less?" Going for the old school style of storytelling. I like the scroll, the brushwork, even the little song-like inflection with his retelling. The Great Yokai King. He kind of ran out of steam part of the way through. Because the police have a great division for hunting the supernatural. I wonder why that is. Well, that's different. How much are you willing to... That's a bit above his usual rate. You know, a conman would always check immediately if it was real or not. Make sure it wasn't just a stack of papers with a real note on top. He is going all in, I see. Friend, no, you've just bought his loyalty for the time being. Yeah, he definitely did it out of the goodness of his heart. Just repeating the same kind of buzzwords now that he's been paid. Yeah, you sure it's mob you should be worried about? Well, looks like they've scared them away. They've done well with all this yokai slaying. Is it an abandoned building? Is Reagan actually going to help him with some of the preparations after all of this? If you haven't been given any money, then sheets might be the only thing you can do. Understandable that everyone around them be like, what's up with this dude? But then again, there are some cities where seeing someone like that would be completely normal. Because everyone's fucking insane. The roots of some plant breaking through the very foundations of the building. You've got a team behind you. Trust in them a little. Three days and 3 nights. Why did he think that he was even vaguely prepared? He's getting some ideas from all of this. Maybe the haunted house thing is actually going to be a success. You know, take cues from reality. What else could be more terrifying than real life? Rather than being stuck in one place in your room trying to think of ideas, spark some inspiration from elsewhere. Is something or other. snacks included. Well, that's good. And it's about to shatter. What a high-powered spirit. Good use of business cards. Someone's put in a lot of effort for this attraction, haven't they? Just throwing salt at them while the other two are actually... You're turning this less of a haunted house with, well, this kind of standard one into... into now an interactive experience where you can play along with the act. Well, they haven't had any trouble so far. Mob's had his thoughts elsewhere. This is just... he's on autopilot at the minute. Well, maybe if you pay another 1,000,000 yen, then... I mean, that's just a muscly bound teddy bear. Some of these designs would be a bit above what they can create, but execution-wise, bunch of bandages and a straw hat, fairly simple. Not sure about that one, though. They are good pupils, that's what they are. Some pretty good, pretty good animation for them. And they kept his suit and whatnot nice and clean. Neon tentacles? Oh, he's a mixture. It's kind of what I expect. It's what we've seen before in other things. When it big bad suddenly cuts off, fade to black, and they've won. They're having fun with this being just a part-time job and a side thing. He is a fountain of kindness, isn't he? He's got to try and hold a little prestige. Do you think Mob will be able to take any of these ideas to heart? Reagan actually being able to see these things properly and being part of the world now, even if he's a bit... And before you forget all of it, write down the ideas that you gained from that. Just passively Reagan giving out help and experience. Early. I think his designs are amazing. Really shows exactly what they're working towards. How do you think it's gonna go down? There's a lot of tape being put on there. How's their craftsmanship? Talking about the extraterrestrial. Seeing some of their faces in the backgrounds there, not really spoken to yet, but I see them coming back. Use salt on the ghosts to defeat them. Their hard work paid off. And it wasn't needed sewing, just a lot of tape and cardboard. Oh, is this why he was so against the idea? Keep your anger in check. Well, some of them seem to be enjoying it. This is purely just for the school event. Don't read more into it. I mean, not false advertising, because he did. It's just, did anyone know about the great Yokai King beforehand? And also, going back to this style of ending with the animation being rubbed out and redrawn. I like the song. It's slightly calming while we're watching the... Oh, that's interesting. Inverted because it's night. Well, we're seeing this like whiteboard art. I like the... Because of its styling, Mob Psycho is able to do stuff that's a bit out there. It doesn't have to be overly careful with character models and the like. You can have fun with it. And then we get experimental bits and pieces. Huh? That was nicely done. I thought we were about to see a little more of Dimple. Is he still on top of the broccoli? Oh. So was the roots that we could see in the building not part of the Great Demon King, but more runoffs from the giant broccoli? And you've got to love it when our boy has come so far that he's got some sort of issue, some trouble that he's working through, and doesn't default into needing everyone else to do it for him. Sure, he went to Reagan for a little bit of help, but actually working through it himself, coming up with some ideas. Sure, it was just creating a few designs for the costumes and what they can do to make it a top-notch shit-your-pants scary. It does seem to have worked out. But let's not forget, we are rapidly busting through the numbers, getting up in the 40s now for Mob's eventual freakout and explosion. what's going to be on the receiving end of it once it does actually go off. I remember the other seasons and things we've seen, if they're to that same kind of extent and style, we should all be happy. And I think with all that said, Mob being the character that he is, is kind of the outcast of it all, always on the outskirts, not really blending in with other niches, but yet also not completely devoid of them. And because of that, we get to see this kind of perspective where we can see other people who are just as insane, just as peculiar. They're getting on fine, whether or not they're having to hunt yokai by themselves. Honestly, what better way can you think of than to get people on board by just splashing out that much money? For Reagan's usual consultation fees and everything else that goes on. With that amount of money, definitely been shot up the priority line. Get around to actually getting hold of this task pretty sharpish. All hands on board. Drop what you were doing, you're now helping with this. Reagan's idea of how to make money, the fact he set up this company, this organization, and he's put together a fancy website. I wonder how much traffic it actually gets. And at what point putting his deeds and accomplishments on there is actually going to lead to some backlash. I have already thoroughly enjoyed Mob Psycho. We're only on the second episode. The fact we're getting right back into it, it's not really holding back. Reagan is seeing the world of all of the spirits, and is he now going to be a bit more intertwined with it? Is he going to pick up a few hints and tips from his students themselves? I want to see Reagan 1000% like we did many episodes ago. We all have troubles and issues and things we need to work through. Hopefully the cross-dressing maid cafe isn't one of them. My school never had cultural festivals and the like. I can only guess what manner of horrid attractions but the minds that were in my class could come up with. In fact, it's probably best if I don't think about that. Still, if you're enjoying Mob Psycho, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing. Maybe join onto my Discord, who knows. Just make sure to take care of yourselves. Get a nice long break. And I'll see you in the next one. If you want to help with the haunted house that is my channel, because we are scaring away all of my future hopes for dignity. But I do need to thank those that are Noku, Raywin, Sal, Arthia, Kite, Mystic Square, Shiwan, Mats, Girly, Cardboard, Akane, Guado, Diego Zenhausen, Tori Jane, the Kebab Seller, and everyone else. Because without them, I would not have gotten ready in time, and there would be no accolades on my website.